They are Eastern Industrial Automation, and I walked into a storefront on the LIE Service Road to meet with James Cortez, and I normally don't do full-blown presentations like we've been asked to do. I'm more of a one-sheeter. I have usually sold my radio station's assets to the client before I've gotten to this case. If I haven't done that before I've gotten to all this Michigas, I'm lost really. So, I mean, I could skip right to the last page and go right to the pricing, but this was really a different kind of situation because I had a client who I have no idea how to incorporate their message to the radio station. They make moving parts for motors. They make ball bearings. So this actually did come in handy because I was able to incorporate Yaman, a couple of the marketing campaigns, and we'll start now. I usually start all of my presentations, and I guess I'd be speaking to you, Mr. Cortez. Thank you so much for having me. I'd rather sit down and do this, if you don't mind. It's just you and me here in this room, and no one else is here. And I don't have a pointer, so I'm sorry. I'll try.
Sorry, no worries. Thank you.
In this file, which has my card on it, I have a credit application and a credit card form and a W-9 from the radio station in the folder. So when you decide to do this, you'll have all the information you'll need at the end of the meeting to expedite you guys onto the air. Very important thing. You've asked me, and I'm going to pardon my eyes on the camera. You want to come over here, Sean?
Sure. Better angles on your better side? All right.
Stage left.
Yeah, good.
This is a difficult one.
I don't get Mr. Cortez now. All right.
Our agenda for today's meeting, Jim, is basically I'm going to define the goals that we spoke of. Going to discuss the best assets that CBS has for Eastern Industrial Automation. I've created a cost-effective program, and I'm going to show you how we can build a great commercial message for EIA. And in so doing, and in our CNA, we discussed that we need to increase the brand awareness of EIA as they enter the New York market. You're a great corporation that's been doing this in New England since 1963. You really don't have a brand awareness, obviously, as you move into the New York tri-state. And the beauty of our radio stations, I'll get to in a little bit, in our digital properties, is that we're going to provide you with just added value to our listening area. You're going to have your people in New England who we do reach to, and across the tri-state who you need to reach now that you're here in Long Island on Hauppauge. And we also want to drive traffic sales, obviously, from purchasing agents who are going to, who are the people that you told me that need to make the buys for bearings and all your pneumatic devices that you need at EIA. As we also discussed, and you told me that you need to see where WFAN is #1 up there, and we're going to show you how many people that where we find out our detailed occupation. This is a qualitative report that we do from TAPSCAN, and it'll show you where an occupation is a purchasing agent, buyer, or participated in plant sites. This is really interesting information. I'm going to send you some other stuff down that you can take a look at, but just to show you that we're players, along with WCBS AM 880, someone else we discussed that you wanted to be on with a news station and our sports asset. And here's the 360 approach that we also spoke about in our CNA. We're gonna show you a program that's going to include an on-air asset, some streaming and mobile, an email deployment, which includes our digital and experiential marketing, which, as we discussed, a wonderful opportunity with CBS AM Small Business Breakfast and WFAN's Lunch with a Champion with Muhammad Wilkerson, which we're going to have in later October. In moving on from our 360 approach, what we're going to do is we're going to take EIA's message, and as I mentioned also in regard to our creative team is run by a man named Yaman Kuskun, who has a CBS he's our creative director is what he does. And I'll show you some examples of his work a little later on. It's really difficult to get the EIA message, as we spoke, into, normally I can come up with a commercial for almost anybody. Give me a car dealer. We have live announcements by our broadcasters, and I just don't know what to do here with your message. It's a very difficult message, and I just don't want it to sit within a stop set, a pod of stop sets or commercials and a break. It's going to get lost. I need to find a way where the creativity behind the message brings the EIA message out to the listener, which is what really has been the most important thing as far as you wanting to do radio, and why you've heard other companies that do somewhat similar stuff as far as manufacturing on our airs, like Grainger, which you brought up to me. We're also going to discuss our online assets. We're going to do some streaming spots along with banners. We're going to show you an e-marketing campaign where I can reach 100,000 people that are detailed occupation codes that they're purchasing agents for your equipment. And we're going to show you also how we can do a luncheon series with Mohammed Wilkerson and our small business breakfast at CBS AM. Most importantly, the message, where it's going to reach on the radio. That's what we're in. We're in the radio business. That's why you're calling me. That's why we want to do business with you. CBS radio stations you'll be dealing with are WFAN, AM and FM. Understand that we have two signals. We have two different dial positions, one at 660, one at 101.9 FM. And as you can see from our coverage map, during the day, we can reach down to Cape May in New Jersey, out west to almost Pittsburgh, up to Boston, and the evening coverage is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, we've had calls from regular calls, from just a regular signal down in North Carolina, from the maritime provinces in Canada, and there's nothing like the signal of WFAN's 50,000 watt powerhouse flamethrower. It's something you need to know about. Same thing with CBS, also a 50,000 watt station. Their coverage map, as you can see, covers pretty much a similar area as WFAN does. So you're really going to be backed by two great radio station signals. As we talked about our commercials in the past, I put together a campaign on both stations, and I'm going to briefly go over them with you here. We discussed a campaign that's going to put you in morning drive from 6 to 10 on WCBS AM. I don't know if I can just get this. No, I guess I can. So you'll have morning drive spots. You're going to have commercials in midday from 10 to 3, from 3 to 8 on the drive home, and on the weekends. Also, understand too, on October 15th, and I did pitch this about 3 weeks ago, we'll have a breakfast, a business breakfast at the Carlton in Eisenhower Park. You being from New England and not knowing the area, Eisenhower Park, it's right off the Meadowbrook. It's about 25 minutes from where we are here in Hauppauge. And we anticipate about 250 business owners. It'll be run by Joe Connolly. Bruce Ratner is a gentleman who, if you're not familiar in the area, is responsible for the Barclays Center. He's responsible for the new Coliseum. There'll be people in business who want to hear this man speak. You're potential clients, so this is something I really think that you guys should be a part of. We're going to set you up with a booth at the business breakfast, and we're going to support it with promotional announcements to get the EIA message out. Our campaign is going to also work on the online side with streaming spots on CBS Local New York and displayed banners. And as I mentioned, online, on site, we're going to have the interactive booth, a prominent logo on both sides so people see the EIA message as they're there. Print ad in our business breakfast brochure, thank yous, logos. You'll meet everyone there. You'll really stand out at the business breakfast. As we move on to the WFAN schedule, somewhat similar. I'm also going to bring you into our experiential event at the Hard Rock Cafe in Times Square, where Joe and Evan, our midday hosts, are going to sit down with Mohammed Wilkerson and discuss some Jets football. We anticipate business owners being there, our listeners, our advertisers. really want to bring you into the tri-state as quickly as we can with the big bang that you really wanted to do. And with doing that, we're going to have commercials also in the same, somewhat similar as CBS AM, except we'll have them on Boomer and Carton Show 6 to 10, Joe and Evan, Mike Francesa, all the big names. We're going to do a promotional campaign for you for the Lunch with the Champion series, and the same online campaign, which is going to lead to 408,720 total impressions. On site at the Hard Rock, we'll have a meet and greet. You can bring some of your clients if you'd like some of your vendors to meet Muhammad Wilkerson. You'll have a table there of 8 that you can have a great time and entertain some guests. And it should be a great day, both times at CBS AM's event and at our event. And most importantly now, the message. Your message is one that I've brought in our creative director, Yaman. I want to give you an example of the work. He's going to work on a dedicated commercial just for EIA. But here's a little example of his work as far as him putting together a creative message for you.
I hate these storms. There's nothing to do when the power's out. I'm going over to Sabrina's to watch a movie.
The power's out all over the whole neighborhood. How are you gonna watch a movie?
Sabrina's dad bought a generator, so they have lights, TV, and a working fridge.
Can I come to Sabrina's with you?
You can't plan when you'll be without power, but you can be prepared when it happens.
Need a standby generator for your home? Call NRG Home Solar at 800-96-POWER, 800-96-POWER, or go to nrghomesolar.com/generators.
30-second spot that Yaman produced. It gets your message out. This is a challenge was brought to the radio station to after Sandy to pitch and sell generators, and it's another difficult topic to talk creatively when it comes to building a commercial for the client. With Mr. Yaman, you're going to get that creative. He's going to work with you. We're going to arrange a phone call, and Yaman's going to talk to you. He'll ask you questions about your business, and we'll get together and build a commercial that you'll be ensured you hear before it's on the air, and you will love, because you will be the one writing it, and no one knows your business like you. So you'll chat with Yaman. We'll get that together. Should be done in the next week, so we can get to the campaign. The pricing on the campaign is pretty simple. You gave me a budget to work inside of $60,000, and I worked within $60,000. As you can see, the CBS investment is $30,000 with all the commercials and promos and online investment as far as the business breakfast. And same at WFAN, $30,000, the same media. You're going to have double the WFAN and CBS AMs. You are really to stand out come October and November and December of 2014. I'd love to sign you up today if it's possible. I know we need to work on the commercial because you have to hear the message. It's the most important part of your campaign. But if we can get something done shortly, I could bring the package in under $60,000 at $54,750. You have the paperwork there. I'd love to have your business. I'd love to do it as soon as we could. Thanks for having me, and I look forward to working with you real soon.